Game 2 of our doubleheader. It's the high school hockey game of the week on Brighthouse Sports Network. Tonight, the Mitchell Mustangs will take on Gaither Sickles. Dave Mishkin along with Chris Dingman, coming to you from the Tampa Bay Skating Academy in Oldsmar. Well, most of the players who normally play for Mitchell and will play tonight were last week up in Canada, and that team, the travel team, won the Silver Sticks competition. Quite an accomplishment. They had a couple of players on the All-Star team from that club, and one of them, Evan Lugo, is their leading scorer.
Yeah, Evan Lugo, the son of head coach Brian Lugo, who's still not going to be back tonight, but his brother's going to be coaching, so they're going to keep it in the family. So he's a good young player, had the opportunity to do a couple games for him last year, and he's a talented guy. Not the biggest guy, but a lot of talent.
Michael Dennis and Reed Nichols, center ice face-off, controlled by Reed Nichols and Mitchell. And here comes Evan Lugo dancing across the line. He nearly split the D, didn't quite work. Will track the puck into the corner and look to make a play. Drops it to the point. Brandon Napoli. The Napoli name is a familiar one. Carl behind the bench, and Brandon and Michael in the game. Evan Lugo turns it behind the net where it's knocked away by Matthew Peckham, but he couldn't clear. Wadera the keep. Again loses to Matthew Peckham. Again he couldn't clear. Held in by Alex Wadera. This is Mitchell's game. Puck possession as much of the time they can hold on to it. Here's Brandon Napoli bringing it behind the net. Matthew Peckham a steal. Michael Napoli to Wadera. Up by Susak. Dumps it in. Good check right there by Carlos Crespo. Slowed up Cusack. In the meantime, puck is cleared by Skurkowski to center. Here's Evan Lugo. Wheeling back the other way. Hands it off to Mike DiMichelli. DiMichelli checked. Matthew Peckham forces the puck for Gaither Sickles into the corner. DiMichelli there. Behind the net. And Nichols in front for Lugo. Open. And he shoots and it got blocked. Lugo again. Sets up DiMichelli in front of shot. Deflected by Nichols. Save made. The puck is loose. Following up is Reed Nichols. This is the top line for the Mitchell Mustangs. Off the dish, Lugo. Went to center and it got blocked. But Brandon Napoli is able to make a nice keep to hold it in for Nichols. Back to Brandon Napoli in front. A shot blocked. Tremendous pressure here by Mitchell. Reed Nichols tried another shot that gets blocked. And Blake Marchand finally clears for Gaither Sickles. But the Mustangs regroup, and here they come again. Evan Lugo cutting to the slot. Nice drop to Nichols, a shot. And he didn't get a lot of it. The save was made by Walling. Power play continues for Gaither Sickles. Drew Karathanasis centered for Dennis just off his stick. Cusack picks it up. Again, not going down the ice. Goes back to his own corner, and Michael Napoli is stripped. Puck squirts behind the net. Michael Napoli maneuvers it around the near side. And who's going to get it? It's loose. Michael Napoli finally floats it out to center ice, and here's Evan Lugo. We're going to walk around Matthew Peckham. He will. Lugo's got a breakaway, short-handed. Score! A short-handed goal, and it's 2-0 Mitchell.
Well, what almost ends up in your own net ends up in an opportunity for Mitchell. And Dave, as you mentioned, the Mitchell Mustangs not liking to dump the puck in, but Evan Lugo, a nifty little play to get around Matthew Peckham, and just a nice little in-and-out move. Spreads the legs of Andrew Wallington, is able to slide it home. And a nifty set of mitts for a goal to make it 2-0 for the Mitchell Mustangs.
Goal 23 on the year for Evan Lugo. He's their leading scorer, but they have a well-distributed scoring attack with Mitchell.
Just a couple of observations early on in this game. Evan Lugo, not the biggest kid by any stretch of the imagination, but a good skater, a terrific set of hands as we saw in that, and a hard worker.
Gaither Sickles net and the horn sound. So a couple of goals in the first for the Mitchell Mustangs. Odgers even strength. And Evan Lugo right there scored shorthanded. Mitchell up 2 after 1. It's been an impressive performance so far tonight from the Mitchell Mustangs, showing why they have been leading the league, leading the conference for most of this season, coming in tied for the most points with East Lake atop the Lightning Conference.
Yeah, 13-1-2 record. One of those losses, as we mentioned, coming last week in a 7-1 loss, where they're missing their top 6 players, but this is a completely different game tonight. And we've talked about it, their head coach, and Brian Lugo, who's not here tonight, again, because he's due to travel commitments with one of his other teams. is that they don't like to dump the puck at all. They like to possess the puck. A couple opportunities that were close, couple of close calls. Sometimes you want to give the puck up, but they're doing a good job. And Dave, we've done a few games now. This will be our 4th game in 2 weeks. And I haven't seen a better team at puck possession and puck movement. Have you?
I have not. It's not always reflected in the stats, and we'll take a look at those.
Starts off with a little high-low play, as we like to call, and Reed Nichols just going to release the pressure behind the net. And DiMichelli's going to walk out and put it in front of the net. And it's going to go off Evan Lugo.
His second of the night. That'll make it 5-0.
Yeah, this is just a nifty little bang-bang play. As we mentioned, Nichols behind the net to release the pressure to DiMichelli, and he's just going to throw it out in front. And Evan Lugo, right place at the right time, and actually, right, Dave, he did. He got a shot off, went off the goalie's pad, off the post and in. So Evan Lugo with his 24th goal of the season, and it's nice to see this young man. We didn't have an opportunity last week, and we've talked about it. Not the biggest kid by any stretch of the imagination, but a hard worker, tenacious, and a good set of hands.
We should mention as well, Dinger, the reason why so many of these Mitchell players weren't here last week. They were playing on the Tampa Scorpions travel team. They went to Canada for the Silver Sticks tournament, and they won the entire tournament.
Take that, Canada.
Yeah, for sure.
They're bragging about their hockey players. They got smoked. They got smoked in the World Juniors. Silver Sticks. I'm going to have to go back to the drawing board, us Canadians, Dave. That's why I'm living down here.
Lugo and Nichols were both named to the All-Star team in that Silver Sticks tournament. But, you know, one of the reasons why the Mitchell Mustangs are such a team in cohesion, and the players seem to know where everyone else is on the ice. A lot of these guys play together on that same travel team, Tampa Scorpions travel team. So that is certainly an advantage. Same coach, a lot of the same players, more so than your typical high school team. It's going to be a power play for Mitchell, by the way. Mike DiMichelli connects with Lugo. And now Zach McLaren lost into an Anderson poke check. DiMichelli follows up, slips to Lugo. He'll cut his way to the slot and shoot. Save made by Wallington. He'll hold on. A dominating win for the Mitchell Mustangs tonight. They take it by a final of 7-1.
What we saw tonight is the Mitchell Mustangs were just too much for this Gaither Sickles team, and puck possession was a big part of it, Dave. Mitchell, when they got the puck, they did not give it back. Good job passing the puck, and as you mentioned, and we both noticed, is that this Mitchell Mustangs team, when they have a full lineup, they're as good as any team in this league, and the best team we've seen as far as puck possession, breakouts, and passing.
Well, it's going to be a very interesting race to the finish into the playoffs, and the playoffs in terms of this Lightning Conference will start on February the 8th with the top 8 teams, but certainly look for a team like Mitchell to be there when the Lightning Cup is played on the 13th at the Tampa Bay Times Forum. They're going to certainly be one of the odds-on favorites heading into the playoffs.
And let me just say this, Dave, it's been a pleasure working with you these last couple of weeks for these Subway Games of the Week for Brighthouse Sports Network.
Yes, and the game tomorrow, obviously, with the Lightning. Looking forward to that.